Almighty Suspect and Adam22 go to war. Now this whole thing pops off when Adam and Almighty start breaking down the rap beef everyone is talking about between Kendrick, Cole, and Drake. Almost immediately things get insanely personal, with Almighty suggesting that Adam is not of the culture.
How do you know more hip hop about me? How?
No, but what you're doing right now, acting as if
that's the question.
Why I'm talking? Stop talking while I'm talking. You're arguing now that my
How
opinion.
do you know more than me?
Why are you interrupting so much?
Because I want to know the question. You didn't answer the question.
Essentially, Adam is saying that due to Adam being outside of the culture, he is simply not equipped to know as much about any discussion with regards to hip-hop. My guess is Suspect was saying that Adam was too white for the conversation.
He told me because I'm from New Hampshire, or because I'm old, that I'm not allowed to have an opinion.
I didn't even know you were from New Hampshire.
Nigga from New Hampshire riding bikes talking about he know more about a nigga
See?
who was heavily involved.
There it is. There it is.
Because you been
No,
taking
that's what you've been doing since the very fucking beginning. What are you talking about?
Weird ass nigga, now I'm taking shots.
Oh, see, okay, there it is. Yeah.
I'm taking shots now.
See?
You've been taking shots for an hour.
He's damn homie.
You've been taking shots for an hour.
He's sus
I'm
homie.
supposed to shut the fuck up the whole time? Stop it.
Anyway, the two keep clashing, and Almighty's head looks like it's about to explode. As the rest of the conversation unfolds, Almighty breaks down his credentials and why he knows more about hip-hop. He really leans into his upbringing and his ties to the underground battle rap scene in Cali, which Adam would later make fun of.
This is an interesting way for you to choose to lose this argument.
No. I'm about to break it down for you. Do our culture don't live and breathe hip-hop, yes or no? Do it not?
That doesn't make you right in this argument.
No, I'm not saying
just because you've been hanging out at battles.
I'm saying my opinion. We're talking about right. Let me get my opinion.
What does hanging out at battles? Why does hanging out at battles make you a better aficionator on this?
I never said better. Can I get my opinion out?
Why? But you were just hanging out at battles.
Your perception, hanging out at a battle and judging a battle is completely different.
It's at this point Adam attempts to get under Almighty's skin.
Stop. One mic. One mic.
What's the name of OG Crit?
One mic.
You get what I'm trying to say? How is the spectator? How is the spectator more knowledgeable about the person who's actually involved in it?
One mic.
How?
One single mic.
It doesn't make sense.
Individual
I'm
mic.
Talking.
One mic.
It doesn't make sense.
One mic.
How is the spectator?
And starts jabbing at Almighty's ego and deconstructing the basis for his whole argument.
You saying you capitalized off hip hop. He's saying he's really in hip hop.
Well, he was hanging out at poetry lounges and shit. Yeah.
You got it. You cool with the disrespect. Go ahead, bro. You laughing and shit, but it's cool, bro. You got it.
I mean, I'm just saying.
You got it.
Adam tells Almighty how to be a better podcaster, but Almighty sticks to his guns and reiterates how he is of the culture and has grown up around it his whole life.
Can you make me a promise that the next time we argue about something, you're not just going to make it about my identity?
You made it. Look. I can never make a hip-hop argument in hip-hop culture with somebody who's not actually from hip-hop culture.
This is literally the thing that I'm asking you not to do.
You inserted yourself into hip-hop culture. I was born in hip-hop culture is what I'm saying.
After that, Adam lays out his case on why everyone's opinion matters regardless of their background, and then attempts to boss up on Suspect, urging him to remember that repeating the same point over and over doesn't make for good content.
But now you're playing the victim and acting like I had no right to tell you.
You didn't. I'm not going to disrespect you back because you're my boss, so you got it.
You started it.
I never disrespected you.
You started it. You told me I'm not allowed to have a fucking opinion about hip hop.
About shit. Stop putting words in my mouth.
That is what you said.
Did I say he wasn't allowed to say shit?
Throw in the rug, hide in the hand.
BW. Did I say he wasn't allowed to say shit?
Hide in the hand.
They eventually keep arguing the same point and run around in circles. Still, there's a lot to take from this exchange. For one, Almighty's feelings about Adam being outside the culture come to the light, and it might just be he has felt this way for quite some time. It's important to remember that this is a critique other former hosts at No Jumper have had before. It's pretty clear that the undertones of this back and forth will have far-reaching implications, since Adam really made the point that Almighty was shortchanging the content and needed to consider what's best for the show.
I'm not saying you're not successful. What the fuck?
But don't tell me that I'm not allowed to have an opinion.
What the fuck do riding bikes got to do with rap?
Just because you don't understand it doesn't mean that it's not a real thing. Hey, you want to know something?
This wasn't just a conversation about Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick. This was also a workplace disagreement playing out in front of millions of people.
You got
He's
that,
saying,
bro.
If anything, what you
We know
said,
you more
the fact that I've
successful, you
experienced the
capitalize
success
off
that
of
I've
it.
experienced in
Shit on
the last
suspect
8
'cause you a
years,
millionaire for
that's amazing.
interviewing niggas.
That's amazing.
Cool.
You've been
got
around for
it.
30 years.
You got it,
What'd
bro.
it do?
You got it. I'm not even 30, nigga. You got it.
Then there's DW Flame. I think he should have made his presence felt more in the conversation by adding more insight, but instead he let the dialogue play out. In the future, DW should look to make his voice stand out a bit more, as he played too much into the background of this exchange. A few days later, on Here We Go Again, Suspect would shed more light on why he felt so bothered by the 22ster, saying that he will never be afraid to speak his mind.
I said the Suspect is like the old breed of Negroes, right? Like the Nat Turner, Frederick Douglass, Dr. Umar Johnson, you feel me? Tariq Nasheed, real defiant, uncooperative nigga. Which is a good thing, right? Cause let's be real, if it was me or Remo,
y'all niggas would have shut the fuck up.
right? Hey, feel me? Hey.
You said y'all niggas would have shut the fuck
Yes,
up and bought that shit down. Man, you know me, bro.
Yes, sir. You feel me?
You know me, bro. I'm going to talk to nigga however I want to, bro.
Uh-huh.
You know, that's just me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Of course.
you feel me? I feel like that's just part of my character, bro. If I was to, cause then it's like you picking and choosing at that point. If you only going, you feel me, argue with certain motherfuckers or say something to certain motherfuckers, I'm arguing with anybody. Whatever happened.
Yeah.
A little after, Suspect would go on to say that his issues with Adam speaking on hip hop wasn't that he was white, it's that he severely doubts Adam has any extensive knowledge about hip hop, and would go on to reference how he respects Lush's hip hop background more than he could ever respect Adam's. Now, another key point Suspect brings up is that he felt it was outlandish for Adam to suggest that J. Cole was bigger than Kendrick because of his Billboard success. Then, Suspect says something mind-blowing when he brings up how Adam tried to make fun of his rap career when Adam asked what he has done in rap.
Nigga tried to say, oh, what would you
that's
do
where
with
I'm
your
like,
rap career
hold on,
type
okay,
shit
now we
over
gonna be
all
a
the
Mexican.
years, blah,
Yeah.
blah,
Sponsor that, though.
Suspect
Basically,
did
nigga
get me
tried
out
to
of pocket
flex
and
his
force
money,
me to do the
like,
thing
I'm
that I
rich.
don't normally do, which is
That's
just to
why, yo,
tell you how successful I am.
Anytime a nigga flex his, I'm richer than you, he lost. He lost. We're not even talking about money. We're not even talking about accolades. We're talking about knowledge. A nigga, and my reference for motherfuckers who didn't understand when I was using the gangbang analogy, I got two gangbangers with me, so I'm using an analogy to explain to them. Can a nigga tell you more about the West Side than a nigga who wrote a book about it? A nigga who studied it and wrote a book about it could tell you more about your hood than you? No, you was born and raised in it, your pops from that motherfucker. A nigga who studied it and wrote a book could tell you about your hood more than you? Well, and he said, yeah, they could. So that's when it started, you know what I'm saying? Like,
No, look.
He just took the L in so many ways.
With this, I think Suspect is revealing that he felt Adam was trying to belittle him for having a lower net worth. Almighty then brings up the same point about experience versus research. You know, this whole notion that experience will always have more substance than research. I gotta say, I largely disagree, because you can be entrenched in a culture so deeply that you fail to see the bigger picture. But that's a conversation for another day. For the rest of this, Almighty debates the rest of the cast about Kendrick versus Drake, so there's not much to break down. The dynamic between Adam and Almighty will need to be examined more moving forward. I'm telling y'all, watch out, because it's clear to me Almighty could feel some type of way about how this back and forth went down. Adam is his boss, and it's always hard to navigate feedback from your supervisor. Will Almighty implement Adam's feedback? Will Adam find better ways to construct his arguments to make them more palatable to people who might feel he isn't of the culture? A lot is left up in the air, and I think it's upon both Adam and Almighty to find a better way to make their arguments. Alright y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. Does Almighty know more about the culture? Should Adam have been more understanding? I don't know y'all, we will see how this plays out. What's up everybody, it's Danny from The Stop. Alright yo, so I'm making this video, I got more content coming, I'm getting a camera soon, so this video is going to be a bit different than the ones I do in the future. Oh man, can't wait to start collaborating, but just wanted to introduce myself. Once again, Danny from The Stop. You might know me from making content about the Joe Budden podcast, Rory and Maul, and the gang over there. But now we've set our sights on the No Jumper universe. So just wanted to give you that update. Enjoy this awesome video, and I'll see you in the future.